session, we met the party in their various places. Reginald was summoned by the Wrathkin, a secret organization that's main goal is to tear down the Church of Nyx by whatever means necessary. He was summoned and informed of the arrival, or soon to be arrival, of a Lord Jamont, who was recently an inquisitor, offered the role of magistrate, but turned it down to instead become lord of this port city, Dorowa. We followed the party as they learned of an arena fight that would begin the next day and last 3 days in honor of this Lord Jamont, stirring up some rather harsh emotions from the party. In order to investigate the Lord Jamont, they decided to leave the city via the sewers and head to WillowWeep Manor, the place that for a year has been vacant but would be assumed the new residence of Lord Jamont. After passing through the sewers and fighting some creatures known as peeprots, who are individuals afflicted by a very specific, very aggressive disease that has been around for just a few months now. That is where we left the session. As we are beginning this session, if you guys would all please grab your d20 and roll it for me. See who gets this session's weapon point.
I don't know why I forget this literally every time. Every time I'm like, oh yeah, it's a thing we do.
I don't know why I rolled, because I have no reason for it this time, but I rolled a nat 20. So
19.
Good thing it doesn't matter. Alright, Josiah, what you got?
14.
15.
Dasa.
19.
5.
Okay. So, Dasa, you are the lucky winner of our luck point this session.
Yay.
Remember, you can only use it this session, but you can use it to re-roll any d20 used for an ability check or attack roll, including those of other party members as well as enemies.
What about saving throws?
Yes, you can also use them for saving throws.
Cool.
I forget the saving throws are their own thing and not just kind of within the ability checks. Alright, so you guys are currently in a field, having just pulverized, quite literally, a group of these peepers. What are you doing?
I think.
Looking around to the party, Garrik speaks up. Well, now that these corpses are more corpses than they were before, just keep heading over to the manor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Reggie is going to step over, and he's going to kind of shift the bodies so that they're laying on their stomach if they're not already, with their face down. And he's just gonna try to gather them up kind of in an area as quick as he can, but with their faces down. And then he's going to, using the tip of his sword, just trace into the ground nearby them just the word peepers.
Okay. Fair enough.
Alright, let's get moving.
I will send Roan off ahead of us to kind of scout ahead and tell me anything that he sees.
Okay. Sounds good. Could you make a perception check for Roan for me?
Yes. I haven't tested any of my dice yet.
You need those. That's not what I wanted.
Nat 20. I don't know what the I don't know what the stats for the owl are because I haven't pulled them up yet. But it's an owl. I think it's a plus
Advantage +3.
It's a
23.
It doesn't mean a whole lot.
No.
Okay, sounds good. And what is your marching order?
Want me to stay in the front? See if we can find any more of these?
Yeah, I think that would be best.
I can
And I
cover
think we
up the
should
rear.
stay pretty low.
Yeah.
Stealth rounds.
I'm going to snap Carter back and have him sit nearby where the bodies were, just so we can keep an eye out for anybody that comes nearby. If he sees anybody, he's just going to come back to me.
Okay.
I
So, yeah.
will take the rear and
Okay, then, yeah. That was weird.
I'll just knock an arrow and keep an eye out
Yeah.
with Roan.
I'll be second, right after.
Squishy's in the
Garrik.
middle. I've died.
Being in the front, I'm gonna continue to try and sniff out, I suppose, any more sense of creatures or whatever, damaged creatures, dead creatures or whatever, in the area, and continue stealthing forward.
Okay. Sounds good. If you guys could all make stealth checks for me.
Natural 18. I'm back, guys. I'm back.
She's back.
I'm back. I was so scared, but I'm back.
I don't know what happened last week, but
I don't
it's
know.
over.
That's
Alright,
the entire
so
reason that Vin died.
What you got?
19.
19 total?
19.
Alright, Caleb.
I got a 17 plus 3 for 20.
Alright. And Dassa.
I don't remember.
Oh my gosh.
Hold
You
on.
have hectic stealth.
I have
know
really
that.
good stealth.
Alright,
It's
we'll come back to
18,
you.
probably
Isaiah.
plus 8 or something.
I rolled 16.
Should be in the whole time.
Total? Yeah. Right, okay. Alright. I gotta clarify because.
It's gonna be like more than 25.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
for
see
sure.
so.
I think
She
you
has
have the
high dex, probably.
expertise too.
Mm-hmm.
No, she's a fighter.
I'm a fighter.
Oh, right,
I'm a lover, I'm not a fighter.
Fighter. No.
Yeah, I think it's gonna end up being like 26 or something like that.
Who was it? That's all I know. Do you have a number for me yet?
No. But I will in like 2 seconds.
Alright, I'll do pre-math.
I'm stealthier than like everyone else though. If that helps.
No.
No?
Not really. Because I take an average.
What the frick is happening with everything?
Drawing it up.
Do you want me to look it up? Because
Look-
I
look
should
on
be
it.
able to pull it up over here.
What the heck? I
In
got
theory,
it.
this
I
is
got
actually
it.
more complicated than I thought it would be. Wait. You? Okay, yeah, you're just up top. Okay, your stealth is plus 8.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
it's
it's
18
26.
plus 8, so it's, yeah.
26.
Yes. Okay, sounds good. Okie dokie. Sounds good. So you guys are marching along. You're pretty confident that you're being pretty quiet, especially in the darkness as the sun has set and the moons are beginning to rise overhead. Garrik, as you are walking, you are not sensing many injured anythings.
That's good.
Are you guys so? You can see the map right there. You guys are in the fields. Are you planning to? Last time you had mentioned that you wanted to go down to the road and then follow the roads to be less inconspicuous. Is that still the case?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Just making sure. All right. So you are stealthing through the fields, and you make it to the road without any further issues. You are now on the road, oriented in the correct direction to go to WillowWeep Manor. To do so, you would naturally have to pass through the just kind of village area of those who live outside of the city. They tend to be farmers who are kind of keeping grounds. A few of those huts are also going to be housing not prisoners in an aggressive sense, but slaves who also tend the guild fields.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remain stealthy as you are walking on the road?
Don't think there's any good reason to stealth around on the road. We obviously can handle more of these peepers.
I think it might be a good idea to make sure the village is alright. Even if we just send Roan over there, make sure that peepers haven't taken over the village.
He flies.
Okay.
I just kind of like glance up and he like arcs to the side and like goes
Sure.
over to the
Okay.
village to take a look.
The village is not as close as you seem to think it is, but
And we're continuing to walk as we're
Yeah.
going as well.
He still's arcing to the side to go find it. So.
I'm just letting you know it's not going to
Yeah,
be like
that's
an
fine.
immediate thing.
Yeah.
Alright. So Rowan flies away and
Yeah.
passes outside of your vision.
May I make a perception check for myself?
You may.
No. It's a 3.
I take it back. She's not back. That's even her fancy math. Okay. You guys are walking along the road. You were noticing as you were walking that more of these kind of farming implements are scattered along the side of the road, laid out in ways almost as if they were left in a hurry.
Okay.
You continue walking as the night gets even darker, and you are beginning to see off in the distance, still about a mile away, the lights kind of dotting the horizon of what you would expect to be from the village.
Reggie's gonna hold up his hand with like a closed fist and just kind of tap Garrik on the shoulder. And he's gonna say, these farming implements being left around is just, it's got me worried. I think we should wait outside the village, out of sight, and just wait to see what Roan says. I'm
Makes
starting to think
sense.
something's going on here.
The jewel's all the way back next to the peepers. We left out for probably around a Tory.
Yeah,
Weathering on them made them look that way.
yeah. So let's just hunker down here and keep watch, I think, and we'll wait to get report.
Then let me know if anything happens. And I look through Roan's eyes. You just kind of watch.
Hang on.
You have to be within 120 feet for that.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure that it'll.
Don't I have to do that when he's within 120 feet and then just wait?
No.
Like I can't give him.
I almost typed Rome. That's not what I wanted.
You can look through his eyes when he's within 120 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it checks every turn. So if he goes away, you can keep it for a turn, but then next turn you have to check if he's within 100 feet again.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is why we don't leave the door open. Alright. So you guys are just waiting. You're basically just stopping on the road and waiting to see when Rome returns.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good. What is Carter doing right now?
He's keeping watch where we just left the peepers,
Okay.
the dead ones.
Alright.
And if he sees anybody moving
Yeah.
in that area, he's going to
Okay,
me.
sounds good. Okay. Sounds good. Alright. It's a few moments before Roan is seen off in the distance flying back toward you.
Once I can see him, I'll snap him back.
Okay, sounds good. You snap him back and he is now on your shoulder.
And I will look through his eyes. I'll be like, "What you see, boo boo?
What he does see or what he did see?
What did he see?"
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Just clarify. Roan shows you images of a very quiet village. There are lights on in a few of the buildings, and you can see the flickering of lanterns from inside. You don't see any humanoid creatures of any kind walking out and about. That could be just because of curfew, although that should only affect inside the city. But one thing that is specifically sticking out to you is that not all of the buildings have any form of light. And because it is still normal awake hours, just dark, you would think that if people were home, they would be using it.
Everything seems calm. There are lights on, but only in a few houses. It doesn't seem like everyone is home.
Maybe those who are home are out in the fields.
Oh, I doubt that.
On the ground, I'm saying.
If I was a farmer,
Oh,
I wouldn't.
well, yeah. No, I think that is likely at this point. I think instead of continuing down the road, we cut across the field. What do you think?
Sure.
We could do that.
All
Sounds
right.
good to me.
So maybe we keep low to the ground and try to keep some open space so we know when things are sneaking up on us and popping out of the ground.
Sounds good.
All right.
Alright.
Lead the way, Bloodhound.
So stealthily and looking around for tracks and stuff as well.
I give you guidance.
You can do that.
Yeah. I tap you and I say,
Very clear.
no. I just tap you. I give you guidance.
Okay. Sounds good. Make a survival check for me.
Okay. First off, do I sense any traces of things?
I will let you know if you do.
The
Because I
number-
assume that you're just constantly
Yeah.
looking.
The number is different if I do. 10.
Okay.
With guidance?
8 plus 2.
With guidance?
8 plus 2. I'm good at
He doesn't
tracking
have a
things
lot.
that are injured. I have plus 0 to
He's just looking for
okay. That's,
signs of
that's
things,
sadness.
not. He doesn't
Okay.
know injured things.
If injured things are around, I will find them for sure. But otherwise.
Alright. So you are traipsing through the fields, trying to discern anything, if
Stealth.
anything has.
Yeah,
stuff.
stealthily.
I'm just using your previous check. It hasn't been that long.
Makes sense.
Just instead of having it roll.
26.
You guys are traipsing through the fields, trying to discern if anything has passed in a silhouette, with Garrik leading the way. You are not noticing anything, no footprints in the soft earth or like broken plant membranes.
Curious point of
There's
order.
not branches.
I know I didn't roll super high, but does this ground look untouched for a similar Tory?
It is not smooth earth. It make an intelligence check for
Well, I'm really good at this.
me. I know. I'm just making you roll hard. Good stuff.
1. 2 minus 1.
Oof. Okay.
Oh, buddy.
Really good at this.
All right.
It's definitely dirt.
Yeah, it's mud. You know what mud looks like.
I do know what
it looks like wet dirt.
Yeah.
And you're pretty sure this is mud.
It's like dirt with like some sort of liquid added to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're pretty confident that it's not blood because
Yeah.
your
You would
you
smell
know your
that.
bloodhound senses
Yeah.
will be seeing it. But
Okay, just
whether
making
it's
sure.
sweat or water, you
You
really
can
don't
tell.
know.
I can tell it's dirt. It's not. It's definitely not dirt. It's mud.
Probably not alcohol, 'cause you probably smell that too.
Well,
Probably.
Anyways,
he wouldn't necessarily know it was alcohol, but okay.
I send Rowan back up into the sky to keep an eye on things
Okay.
up above.
Sounds good. Just the basically area in front of you.
In front of us, and then kind of glancing around us to make sure that he doesn't see anything following us.
How high up?
Like normal bird height, like 50 feet.
Okay. The question is more: are you putting him high enough that you cannot look into his eyes? So
Oh no,
beyond the 120.
within 100 feet.
It's actually 100.
And
We were corrected by one of our viewers.
I'm not watching.
yeah, yeah, within 100 feet. I want him to kind of look like he's hunting.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So mostly just kind of circling around overhead.
yeah.
Alright. Okay. I will have Rowan make another perception check though, because enough time has passed and he is doing a completely different task. So if you could please roll
Yeah.
perception. You said it was +3?
Yep. 18 plus 3.
Okay.
So
and dark vision of like a lot.
Yeah. Of at least more than 50. It can see the dirt. Well, it can't see the dirt, but nothing can see the dirt.
Not even me.
Not even you. Okay. You guys continue walking with Garrik at the head. Just kind of walking through the maze. The ground is very soft beneath your feet as you are pulling your boots from the thick of the mud.
I'm
it
hovering
is-
like a foot off the ground.
Alright, just keep track of how long you're traveling. Because
Are you
you have an hour
traveling
now.
that long?
I mean, you were also hovering through the entire sewer.
Okay, fine.
So.
I'm sloshing.
Okay.
I'm squelching.
You are aware that the mud is slowing you down. Not a whole lot, but it is definitely noticeable on top of your already moving stealthily. You continue to walk, and you are walking for about 15 minutes before you are coming across the other side of the field. 'Cause you're down. Well, that helps you, but you're in the southern field.
The red fields.
No.
The ones next
You
to
would be
it?
down in this one.
Yeah, the smaller
You're-
ones.
You basically.
I thought we
The
stopped
field
before
closest to the
village.
manor at the
So
bottom of the map.
you guys were avoiding the village.
Yeah, yeah.
So in order to do so, you're forced to go a bit further south. So you're
Oh,
basically
we already passed through that one.
you're passing through.
Yeah.
So you are correct. That is reddish. I was confused what you meant at first.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you're passing through the south middle field, or whatever, and you're basically like right here.
Yeah, that's what I
Yep.
thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Not that that helps anyone
Kind of
listen.
below the village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a better way to explain that. I didn't know.
That's-
Yeah. We're in the southern fields, well, south of the city that we were coming from. And we are going further south to avoid the village that's at the base of the walls to head in a more,
Westwardly direction.
yes, westwardly direction.
Because you're north and that's west.
It took me a
In
second because I'm like,
in
oh,
a
hold on.
Josiah direction.
Because of course the DM oriented the map to suit his fancy instead of ours.
Because I gotta see what's going on.
But yes, we're going in a southwesterly direction.
I mean, in order to flip it the other way, I have to flip the entire screen. And I don't think you realize how
I think
much
we'll eventually have it
involved
on
this is.
the stream as well.
It's
Correct.
fine.
The map does cycle through.
Oh, it'll be on here.
Yeah. So
Okay, cool.
I don't know if it's actively in front of your guys' faces.
No, right now it's showing Reggie.
Okay. Well, then I think it's next.
The map will be up shortly.
Yeah. Anyway, so you guys are just crossing the road into the next field. You get a moment of break for your feet as you do not have to use as much muscle just to walk a simple distance. But that is very shortly lived as you continue back into the mud and through the next field.
Now, does this mud have alcohol in it, or blood, or is it still just water?
You're really not sure.
Damn.
If it's the same water, it feels different. It's not red anymore.
That's good.
Wow.
Yeah, I can
And they really wanted that fuel to be red, didn't they? Let's put a little bit of red 42 in there.
No, it's blood. It's definitely.
But it's not red. Alright.
There's the map. Look while you can, guys.
Yeah.
Look while you
So
can.
we're just going down
I mean, I
through
could just straight
the
up father it.
southernmost field
Yeah.
down
Alright,
there
now you only see the map.
on the west side.
Yep, so you guys are continuing west toward the manor, avoiding all roads and therefore all people. In theory. You continue through the field and you are walking for another about 30 minutes.
Before we get to the mansion, do you want to send your birds over there and see what's going on? See if what the guard perimeter looks like.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be a guard perimeter if he's staying there now, or if he's going to be
I
staying
don't know
there.
if he's staying there yet, but he will be shortly. Yeah, I think that might be a good idea.
Roan, be a dear and go check out the guards around the manor.
You were very quiet.
I send my bird to the manor
Okay.
to look for guards and guard patterns and anything else that's sketchy.
As Roan is doing so, are you guys standing still or are you continuing to walk forward?
Are we still in the field?
You're at the edge of the
Oh, okay.
west field.
I mean,
how far does it look to be to the manor? Would we...
About 2 miles.
Okay, so we should be...
You would, not that you can see that far, but you would know that just because you live here.
why
Can
don't
we see lights in the manor?
No. There is a very tall wall, though.
Are there
So
lights
you
at the top of the wall? Like, is anybody patrolling?
Nope.
Okay.
Why don't we head for that first clump of trees between the field and the manor?
Sounds like a plan.
And
Let's do
then
that.
from there we can go into the woods around the manor.
Let's move quickly. Less time out in the open. Less time to be spotted. And moving slowly isn't gonna help us.
Okay. So you guys are booking it through...
We Naruto run
Yes.
between fields
Should help us dodge all the bullets.
the entire
Okay.
way, yelling Sasuke!
Alright, so you guys are running from the field to the clump of trees, waiting for some kind of response from Roan.
Yes.
Let's see. That would take you. Alright, so, you guys are running. Off in the distance, you hear the lots of different sounds, actually. You are close enough now to Fort Enzar that you're beginning to hear some of the loud, kind of raucous noises of the military fort just north of you. It takes you about 30 minutes to cross the grass, really. By the time that you are about halfway there, you see Roan off in the distance, returning to its master.
I have him just kind of like dive down like like an owl would, and then at the bottom of his dive, I poof him back.
Okay.
So there's not a mysteriously disappearing owl in the sky, just poof.
That's sus, dude.
As they do. That's what owls do in the wild.
Just teleport down to the mouse, grab the mouse, teleport back up.
Yeah.
They are transporting,
They're blink
not
owls.
teleporting. Okay.
Fast travel.
I assume that you are asking
Yeah.
Roan what it
Yeah.
sees. Okay.
Yeah.
Roan shows you visions of a very tall wall, overgrown with vines that are bearing these very vibrant white flowers. As Roan flies overhead, you see the manor itself, which appears to be in a rather dilapidated
State.
yeah.
Okay.
Likewise, you see vines and bushes growing all around. You see more than a few shattered windows. It looks as though the estate itself has not been kept in very well condition. As Roan is flying around in circles above the manor, you do see a couple humanoid figures kind of crouched in a pathetic manner near the gate of the manor.
Okay. Did he kind of like get closer to see what they look like at all? Okay.
That
Okay.
wasn't his job.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Just near the front gate?
Yeah.
Okay. And they look like hobos?
Not quite like hobos. They
Okay.
do look like fawns.
Fawns.
You see horns.
Okay. Okay. I come out of the owl vision. I almost said eagle vision. I relay all of that to the group. It seems that there are two fawns outside the gate.
They're actually inside the gate.
Inside the gate?
Inside the gate.
Inside the gate. I don't know if they were trapped.
Any guard patrols?
No, none. Everything's overgrown. There's broken windows.
Do you think they're staying there while there's no master of the mansion?
They look to be huddled against the gate, so perhaps they were locked in there. Perhaps they got stuck in there. Perhaps they're peepers.
Reg, do we know what time Jamont was gonna get over here? Jamont, sorry.
Everybody loves
Unfortunately,
Jamont.
we did not get that kind of information, but we do know it's soon. I think it would be a good idea to get them out of there, make sure we clear the mansion.
I tell Roan to go back and see if he can get a better view of them, to see if they seem ill in any way or hurt, or just to kind of like maybe perch on the gate above them and just kind of look down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it seems peculiar that if he's coming to the mansion within like a week or anything like that, why is it not put together, ready for him?
Well, repairs can be done rather quickly if you have the right resources. I think it'd be best.
Are we in the trees?
You're not
Foxtrot,
in the trees yet, no.
Okay.
Foxtrot, you think you could talk to those near the gate, convince them to come back with us through the sewers, and can get a better place for them to stay. We can check the mansion, make sure there's no one else in there. One thing I was a little disappointed in last time we were here is leaving such a fine wooden establishment standing as it is.
I'm listening.
I think we clear the house and then give the new governor a nice welcome home gift. I mean,
Why?
rubble.
So just to be clear, we're burning it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then then he won't come here. If he comes here, we can kill him in the house.
He may still come here to try and,
Why don't we wait until he's in the house to put it down?
Well, that is an excellent question, Quill.
That
You pose many excellent questions.
I try my best.
what was it you asked me yesterday?
I don't remember. But as an answer to many excellent questions comes, it's because we can. Can do it now. And then he has to stay in the city and hate his life even more, which would be fantastic.
But what if we just kill him?
Listen,
It's like so much more complicated if he's in the
Let
city because there are guards everywhere. We want to investigate.
you think
you
they're
guys
not
want to
going
get information?
Well, here's what I'm thinking. I tend to let Jess take over, but if we were to assassinate him here, obviously it worked last time, but this man was capable of becoming magistrate, which means he's very powerful. And besides that, he's going to have many inquisitors and others at his beck and call.
He
Besides
himself-
that, he has an entire fort between the city and the manor. So, should we assault him in his manor, we'll have to deal with a large amount of spellcasters, including likely himself, and a whole horde of soldiers funneling out of that fort that I don't really want to deal with. In the city, we can ambush him in the streets, hop into the sewer grate, and we're out.
You think he's
Also
going to be
gives a little bit more.
walking through the city without
publicity.
guard?
Oh, he'll be walking around with guard,
I
but
also don't think he'll be in his manor without many guards.
he'll have
So,
plenty.
Regardless, I think he's going to be well guarded.
Just my thoughts are that the manor, so long as you two are scouting, can be a known variable. But if we go into the city, it's a lot of unknown.
There's also more potential for chaos that we can disappear into.
And do
in
you
the
think
city.
Can use to
do you
our
think he's not
advantage.
going to be on high alert when he comes back here and his house is burned down?
Yeah.
He's on no alert right now.
Well,
He's
we
gonna
did
have
kill
his
the last
guard.
person.
He's an inquisitor.
He's always on high alert.
He's always on
We did
alert.
kill the last person, and that's why he's coming in the first place. So, I think
Same.
him coming here, not having a house to lay down in, having to figure out a new security protocol in the city, and then us gutting him in the street for everyone to see makes a little bit bigger of a statement. So, I think that's a good plan.
Biggest splash.
What do you think, Will?
I'm not picky. I never have been.
Another option is killing him at the
Arena?
arena.
Yeah.
Killing him at the arena.
That sounds like an even more set of unknowns.
Yeah.
A lot more people around that might not like what we're doing. They might like it.
A lot of chaos, which gives us a chance to free the prisoners that we're sure are going there, and a lot of confusion.
I think chaos is on our side in this state.
Was that intentional?
I think so.
Look, you always were a lot better at making plans, at least in the few months I've known you. So we'll let you make the plans, just be careful.
Also, Garrik, don't you think it'd just be a lot of fun to burn the place to the ground?
No, there's no Inquisitors in there. Why do I want to spend time burning down a house?
Oh, it won't take that long.
Is
Let's
Ron
go.
on his way back yet?
He's just gonna
that was,
buy
that was
another
a pretty
one.
short conversation.
I know, it's a joke.
I mean, back to the manor, yeah, but no back to you.
About this time, you guys are at the clump of trees, still waiting for Roan to return.
We're at
It's
Victory's?
past- Yeah.
Okay.
You're about 2/3 of the way. You only had like 10 minutes left
Gotcha.
of your quick jog. So yeah, that conversation basically filled it out the rest of the way. So you were waiting for Roan to return. It's just a few minutes, as Roan is very, very fast. You wanted Roan to basically get a look at the fawns themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. That's not a trick question.
Okay. That's mostly it. Yes, I wanted him to get a look at the fawns, see if he can listen to see if they were saying anything, see if they were growling in a primal fashion, or if they were whimpering, or like just get whatever information about them that we can before we make ourselves known to them.
So, as a side note, just so you are aware, the allowing a familiar to relay what it has seen is something that I specifically do. That's not technically part of the spell itself. The spell itself only lets you see while you can see it, like when it's
Okay.
within 100 feet. So I allow you to basically, it can pass like quick snippets of visions to you, but it can't like relay exactly what it saw verbatim. But it cannot pass hearing that way. It's just
Okay.
so it wouldn't be able to tell you anything about what it heard. Is why I mentioned that. So Roan returns a few minutes later, and as you are sifting through the visions that he is sending you, one of the fawns looks to be about middle-aged. The other seems to be very young. The older one seems to be, in a way, comforting the younger one, but they keep looking back toward the manor. It doesn't appear that they are locked in the gate, as the gate is wide open.
Okay.
But they are not moving, and they're just kind of huddled around each other. The older in a more protective stance around the younger.
Okay. I think there might be more than we can see at this point. The fawns appear to be free to leave, but they keep looking back towards the manor, so I think there might be more there than we can see.
Think there's a bunch of peepers in there?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. If what we saw outside that village is any indicator. I think that's probably where they came from.
When you guys killed the last,
I don't know
Lord
if that's true.
what happened with all of the people that lived there? Did they move?
Was I there? I've known him for 2 years. 4 years?
Repeat the question one more time.
I've known him for 4 years. 2 years.
He was asking what happened to the other people that were in there.
Yeah, I
Oh.
don't remember. I don't think that I was with them when they did the last Lord.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
I can more or less answer that.
Was I there?
I think you could have been. You've been in the city for,
A few months.
yeah. You definitely, because
Okay.
you've been there for a couple years.
Yeah.
You probably helped
2 to
him do
3
it.
years. Okay.
And that was only about a year ago.
Okay.
As far as everyone else in the manor, I assume that you wouldn't.
We wouldn't have bothered with them.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Wouldn't have
Yeah,
bothered with
we
the
keep
guards
them
if at all
all.
possible.
Yeah, it was like you weren't like going on a massacre mission.
So Garrik wasn't
after
there?
killing the old lord, basically his family would have left probably gone into hiding, which is why you don't know anything about them or where they are.
Probably took their servants with them too.
Exactly. And because the Guildmaster's ordinance of democracy would have taken over the basically lordship role over the city, there would be no reason to keep the manor itself very active, because of course the gods would not be super proactive in putting someone else in power. That would be something that the Church of Nyx or the Church of Teth would have to do, which evidently someone has done.
Also, just as a note for any of our viewers, the gods, God is a acronym for the Guildmaster's Ordinance of Democracy. So he's not referring to the actual deities.
If I am referring to deities, I said goddesses.
Yes. So the gods is a democratic unit.
Sort of.
It's a pun.
Sort of.
Everything is a pun. Alright.
Were the fawns outside of the gate or just inside of the gate?
They were inside the gate.
Okay.
Yeah, they were inside the gate. The gate is open.
Well, what we could do is we could introduce ourselves through a proxy, and if they seem receptive to that, then Foxtrot over here can talk to them while we go and investigate the manor, make sure there's no more peepers or anything. They could probably give us some information as to what they're cowering from. How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan.
Just be gentle.
As gentle as gentle can be.
When you want to be.
Ooh woo.
So Reggie is going to snap his fingers, and onto his hand will land a rather large raven, which he sets on his shoulder. He's going to look up at it and say, "Alright, Carter.
God damn it.
So, we got some people we need to talk to. We're gonna get a little close, but I want you to initiate conversation. You think you can do that for me?"
Agree. Carter just looks at you and nods.
Alright. Now remember, yes and no. Right? So, if you can do something, you can say yes. You say yes for me, Carter.
No. The entire campaign is just us trying to get Friedrich to be a fucking bird.
And it's working.
Yep.
Carter just looks up at you.
Yes!
Perfect. Alright. Now, I want you to be flying over there, and when you get there, there's going to be a couple people there. They may be a little bit startled, but I want you to say to them, "There are friends nearby. They want to talk to you." Can you do that?
Yes!
Good, good. Alright. We'll be right over around the corner, so we should be able to hear everything that happens. Just remember your words, Carter.
Use your words.
Carter, use your words, damn it.
So we're gonna stealth up around the corner from the gate and get close so we can hear the conversation.
Alright.
Are we within 100 feet?
I need stealth checks, please.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the point is that you guys will yourselves be within hearing distance. You don't need to send Rowan to hear things.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Nice. I rolled an 18 for a 21.
27.
20.
24.
Better than last time, yes.
Oh, pretty cool.
We're all in the 20s. I think that's fantastic.
What did you say?
20.
20. And what did you say? Did you say, Caleb?
21.
18 for a 21.
Okay.
27.
24.
Yeah, I got yours. You were the person who said it last.
Yeah, it's because
So I heard yours more prominently
It's a
because that's
cool-
where I was paying attention.
I'm a cool kid like that.
Okay. That's pretty high, guys. You did
Yeah.
pretty good.
Even though most of me is completely white.
I mean, that means that just by default, all of you, your average is already above 20. So, yeah, that's the wrong number. I want that one. Okay. Yeah, you guys are pretty dang stealthy.
Yeah.
You guys are pretty stealthy as you are approaching the manor, kind of keeping to the shadows of the wall as best as you can as Carter flies over toward these fawns. Kind of lands on the ground in front of them and does a little raven hop up to them. Kind of flaps his wings a little bit. There are friends nearby. They want to talk to you. The younger fawn
Screams.
looks very startled as she pulls away and kind of ducks behind the older one, who, upon hearing a talking bird, just kind of looks around, very confused, also a little bit startled. And that's pretty much the only reaction that you guys see and hear, because they're not crazy people and they don't talk to birds.
I'm going to, in my head, telepathically say to Carter, ask them, are you okay?
As they kind of pull away a little bit, Carter just hops up closer, does another little wing flap to catch his balance as he bounces. Are you okay? The older fawn looks down even further puzzled and just kind of slowly nods her head, still looking around, trying to see
The friends.
anything behind the raven.
Reggie's gonna once again telepathically say to Carter, say, friends will be approaching from the gate. Do not be alarmed.
Do not be alarmed.
Amber's probably this down, so
I don't know about you, but if a bird says "do not be alarmed," I'm gonna be alarmed.
fair enough. Couldn't have been a hummingbird. Come on.
Hummingbirds can't talk.
Silly.
Morse code.
All right.
Just flap their wings in Morse code.
Their hearts would stop.
Yeah, I was thinking you're gonna have to do that very, very quickly. All right. Friends will be approaching from the gate. Do not be alarmed. And the older fawn kind of pushes the younger one further behind her as she steps a little bit closer to the gate. Again, just kind of peering out and around, not seeing you, as you guys are very well kept to the shadows.
I'm gonna tap Quill on the shoulder
Just
and just kind of nod in that direction.
We're like, we've got like a watch, and we're just like, okay, 1, 2, and then go.
Go.
Slap his ass on the way out. I give him guidance. I actually slap his ass and give him guidance.
Alright, your ass has been slapped.
Let's go. Okay. Quill is going to
It's like a
approach
little-
them
And sort of in the kindest way he can. He's gonna go up to them. No, he's not gonna stab them. Oh my gosh! And he's gonna go up to them. And he's like, "Are you guys okay?"
Yes. Do you own the bird?
No, my friend does. A very wonderful bird.
I've never seen that bird in my life.
No, actually, he's a paid actor. No. What happened? Why are you guys out here?
We were tasked with cleaning up the estate for Lord Jamont's arrival. There were more of us. They went inside. They haven't come back out.
Have you seen anything else go in or out the manor?
There have been these shadows that we've seen in the windows. There hasn't been much.
Sounds good enough. I'll get the rest of my team.
The rest of your
I'll get the rest of my team.
Sounds like a job with you adventures.
Hey man. Power Rangers, go.
So you walk back to the group. Alright. What do you say to the group?
Let's go.
We heard all of that.
I think she's great.
Oh, that's right. You guys are ready.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Really
Oran-
quick, I just remembered. I'm sorry. The wall you said it was covered with like some vines and some white flowers.
Mhm.
Is there any significance about those vines and white flowers?
Not that we're aware. My brain was like,
Sometimes that's the detail that throw you guys off.
I was just
Got it.
making sure. But you said no, so if something happens, it's on you.
I stab one of
Something
the
happens,
fawns
it's
I don't know,
with
man.
a flower.
Okay. So.
Would you like to make a nature check?
Sure. I'll make a nature check.
After he comes back and tells us that,
11.
Oran's gonna head towards
The vines,
the-
aren't they?
What?
You said they're vines, aren't they?
They are vines. They are vines, and there appear to be these little white flowers on them.
Nice.
Actually,
I like
you
flowers.
can tell that they are plants.
All right.
Very, very healthy plants. They
Well,
are.
I will not pick them then.
They are somehow latching themselves onto this very tall stone wall. So, you know,
It's a very
good
skillful
job,
plant.
flowers.
Yeah. It takes me a second little spell to do that.
Because you're a nerd. Okay, so as soon as he comes back and tells us that, Oran is going to make her way towards the fawns
Okay.
and allow herself to be like known before she's right next to them. I'm not Umbridge.
Yeah. So I'm also gonna walk up.
Yeah, as we're wrapping up,
Hello,
I
little
say
fawns.
as we're walking out, I say to Reggie, "There's some kind of, I don't know, shadow monster thing."
Well, let's hope not. Hopefully the shadows they saw were being caused by something physical. Try to keep my hopes out for that, but just be on guard.
Do you think it'd feel good to punch a ghost? I don't think it'd feel as satisfying.
I think it would feel like punching through
air.
like very dense
Steam.
air. Yeah.
I think it'd probably be pretty cold.
I'm just gonna go up to the fawns and I'm gonna crouch down and I'll be like, "All you heard."
To the small one. You're crouching down, so they're not huddled like on the ground.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought
but
they
she's
were.
tall.
I'm not
She's
that
not
tall.
that tall. She's
She's
a
also,
human.
you know, she's got wings and.
I'm not flying.
She's
Anyway, I will say to the fawn.
It's a fawn. Basically the same height.
Yeah.
By huddled, I don't mean like they're like
I thought they were like sitting on the floor.
No.
Okay.
It's by huddled. I just mean like in the same way that you can huddle together with someone.
Yeah.
It's when I say huddle, I mean more of like a protective way.
Yeah.
Because there's a short fawn with them.
Gotcha.
Like a football player.
Anyway, I'll be like,
Closer.
are you hurt?
No, we're not hurt.
Do you? Are you rolling because I'm looking you in the eyes?
No,
I just.
Okay. Okay.
No, if they had specifically purple eyes, I would have told you so.
Okay.
When Roan went up.
Okay.
Because I assume that was partially what you were looking for.
We are going to go inside. Can you go hide in those trees? We can take you somewhere safe afterward.
Actually, I
Did
think
you
they-
follow her?
you were all right there.
Yeah,
we were all
following.
All right.
I was saying that on the way.
Sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
we were all stepping up. I actually think they might be safer behind the gate.
Sure.
As long as they stay where they are and don't get closer to whatever it is we're investigating. I think you're probably safe right here.
Regardless, we'll take you somewhere when we're done.
If you are
We have.
okay with leaving the city.
I live just outside the city. My home isn't very far.
Do you live in the village beside the fields? Or I don't want to worry you too much, but we were planning on investigating the village when we're done here. We didn't get too close, but some things seemed a little off. So, if you wouldn't mind waiting for us before you return there, we're going to be checking that out and make sure everything's okay there.
In what way? Everything was fine this morning.
Just the lights were off. It may be nothing. They just seem to be off a little
I
early.
would
is all.
assume that the lights that were off in the houses were because there were phones here and not home.
Yeah. It may just be that, but I just want to be safe is all.
Okay. Are you going in to the?
We are.
If you can find him, my daughter has lost her dog. His name is Paxton.
Alright. What sort of a dog is this?
He's a border collie.
Okay.
Adorable.
So his name's Patson?
Paxton.
Paxton.
Yes.
Alright. We'll keep a lookout.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna kind of kneel down towards the little girl.
She
And
just kind of shrinks a little further into her, as you now know, her mother's body.
that
was a weird way to say that.
a little bit. I'm just gonna be like, don't you worry, now. We're gonna keep an eye out for Paxton. We're gonna get him back to you if we can.
As you get closer to her face, you can tell that her eyes are very red and puffy, and you are quite certain that she has probably been crying recently.
I will call Roan to me, and I will just hold him on my hand, and I'll just kind of like crouch down, and I'll be like, "Can you hold my bird while I'm gone?"
Your bird is like bigger than her.
It's not bigger than her. It's
It's
just a
an
freaking
owl.
owl. An
Ooh,
owl's not
ooh,
bigger
owl.
than a child.
It's a fawn child.
So
The predator.
it's like
Like a
is the
small
fawn
dog.
this big?
No, but an owl's like this big.
It's a little small owl.
That's a big owl.
No.
It's a normal sized owl.
That's a
That's
large
small
owl.
kid.
That'd be like the
See my
large-
hands.
Yes. So he's got 2.5 feet.
This
That
is
was
too
like
bad.
that was like that's
Yeah,
like
this is
3
too bad.
feet.
It's close to
Dude,
3 feet.
no, it's
yeah.
not.
Close to
I'm
3 feet.
very positive it is not.
Two and a
I
half.
work with
That looks
numbers
like two and a
all
half.
the time.
But
This,
either way,
this is my living.
the majority of owls are not that large.
It's a small snowy owl. Okay.
I knew that.
He's a small boy. Anyway, so I just kind of like hold him out to her and just kind of stroke the top of his head and then like kind of tell him to be affectionate and cute. And like telepathically tell him to be affectionate and cute. Just kind of like nuzzle into her if she takes him.
Okay. She very hesitantly does, as even if the owl is not the same size, it is at least half.
Mm-hmm. He hops to her and just kind of like coos a bit and like nuzzles under her chin, fluffs out his feathers a little bit, just like. Guys.
Alright. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of like a little bit off this side, basically waiting for after we talk to the civilians talk.
Yeah.
So we're
Now-
totally gonna go in and murder everything.
Now let's start talking read.
Okay. How long has it been since we left the city? A few hours, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As we approach the manor, I'm going to take a moment to cast See Invisibility on myself.
Okay.
It lasts for an hour.
As we're
We've
like,
all got our masks on, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
mine's been on, but we just talked to people.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. I'm just triple
I
checking.
forgot about that. That totally would have
So-
changed things.
So
It's like,
But as we like after you guys talk to them, you cast your spell. We're a little bit ways from them. So, I assume that we're expecting some level of hostility in this mansion.
Indeed.
Almost at this point, hoping.
Honestly, it would make an exciting night even more exciting.
We have to
I do think we want
we
to
do have
catch
a job.
these. The job is to investigate. I think we were coming here in the
Yes.
first place to just get a scope out of the place, right?
And if we could kill him, that would sweeten the pot. But
He's not here
we
yet, right?
do have a job. It's not just murdering and having fun.
I understand that.
I'm just checking. Sometimes.
We also do need to be aware that there may be more people cleaning house. So we gotta check our fire, make sure we get them out of here. But I think we take it slow and steady and be careful. And as we're going through the gate, I'm also going to prestidigitate off the mud from the fields and all of that from my boots, so that I'm not tracking it all in this area and not leaving those kind of footprints around.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same for the others.
Alright, sounds good. Also, it is just after 8. It is 8:15, so we are going to take a quick 15-minute break, and then we will be back. If you guys have any questions, when we get back, that would be a good time to ask some questions if you have any comments, and we will do that for about another 15 minutes, and then we'll get back into the game. But for now...
Bah.
Bah!
Bah.
Bah!
Okay, so... you guys are approaching the manor, is that correct?
Yes.
I think we are standing just inside the gate.
Yeah.
That's what you were doing.
Okay.
And we are approaching the manor.
Stealthily. And you have seen visibility yet.
Yes.
Alright, sounds good. You are approaching the manor, which is... It makes a slightly bent L shape with... you are facing a large structure ahead of you, and then there is is a slant that goes off to the right at a 45-degree angle. That is what I mean by a bent L shape.
The building itself is?
Yes. Yeah, the building itself. It's almost like one large building with two wings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are approaching the main area that has 2 stories, whereas the other only has 1. Down the center of this structure, there is an archway tunnel that passes all the way through the building, as far as you can tell, into what appears to be some kind of very dimly lit courtyard. As you are approaching the building, you are beginning to notice just how dilapidated this building is. You knew that it had been vacant for about a year. You especially, Reggie and Oran, as you had seen it in its prime, essentially. What you remember of it is that the main structure ahead of you was made of these very large stones that kind of cobbled up the side. The other wing was made largely of clay and wood. The stones themselves are about the size of a human in their radius, I suppose. And as you are approaching, the building is looming very high above you. You are seeing these vines that Oran had described to you previously. They seem to almost spread out of nothingness and sprawl across the face of the building. You see branches from nearby trees falling into the windows. Most of them are shattered, but some of them seem to be shattered out rather than in. As you are approaching the building, there's a cold humidity that just washes over your body, sticking to your face and your clothes. As you approach, what do you do?
I'm
Open
going
the
to release Carter just to kind of case the outside and make sure there are no other entrances, as a nod to Quill as he goes toward the door.
Okay.
I'm gonna get up to the door and kind of just
Guidance.
barely crack it open and
Guidance.
just peek my head in while I look.
Okay. Are any of the rest of you moving stealthily?
I am, for
Yeah.
sure.
No one said so. So
Yeah, we're all at.
Yeah.
I am,
so.
and I'm going to kind of like lurk behind and try to like stay at a vantage point where I can see around them and
Okay.
knock an arrow.
sounds good. Just an arrow or a fancy arrow?
Just a regular arrow.
Just check. Alright, if you guys could all roll stealth checks for me. And don't blurt it out, I will ask. It's complicated. Alright, what you got?
21.
Alright, and Caleb?
10 plus 3 for 13.
Okay, Hadassah.
19.
14, 15, 16.
And Isaiah.
I got 21 again. That's
Hot
all.
day, dude.
Okie dokie.
And that's plus 5 to my stealth.
Okay, that's not bad. Alright. So you guys are approaching stealthily as Quill breaks off from the group and approaches the door. As you reach the door, you notice that it is not fully shut. You pull on the heavy wooden door in front of you, and as it creaks open, this stench of mildew just fills your nostrils. Make a con save for me.
Oh my god.
You have guidance.
How much
Doesn't
does
help
it
with saves.
That's a D4.
It's not for saves.
Yes, it is.
No.
No, it's for
No.
ability
That's
checks.
Resistance.
the other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that I suggested you might want.
You said it was Constitution?
It is Constitution.
That's good though. That's really good.
20 unnatural.
All right, sounds good.
Let's go.
You are entering the building, and as the humidity sticks to your face, bringing with it this just thick stench of just old, gross mildew. You are able to push through it and enter the building. You feel a little bit congested, especially in the back of your throat. But you've fought off colds before. You seem pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm just built different.
Yeah. You're just built different.
I'm built different.
You know, when you grow up on the streets, it's just fun.
So as I entered the house and I slowly opened the door and I get my head in, I get this almost confused look on my face. I go, oh, this rancid stench in there. It smells disgusting.
Stay quiet.
Shut the fuck up.
I will never turn down a chance to complain, gosh darn it.
Okay.
So you following in?
Move farther in, yeah.
Okay.
I'll just kind of open the door the rest of the way and kind of stand to the side and let it waft out a little bit. Open a window or two on my way through.
Most of them are shattered.
It's a joke.
Does the horrible smell remind me of anything?
So as the rest of you are walking through, if you could each, besides Isaiah, who has already done it, please also give me a Constitution save.
That's not
Ooh,
Nice.
I like it.
We both rolled 18. Let's get it.
All right, what you got?
19.
Okay.
Let's go.
Your face was like you better roll well. That's what you're good at. What you got? Mr.
I got
Wizard?
a 9 plus 1.
Oh, honey.
All right.
10.
Sounds good.
Your poison take 12 to 10.
No. So Reggie,
You have hay
You
fever.
smell stinky for the rest
What
of the night.
about a word?
she passed.
23.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't even have to ask. It's like you don't
I'm
have
back!
to say
You know, there was a little side conversation
I'm
over here. It's
back.
like, yeah, you also rolled up, you know. So, so Reggie, you walk through shortly after the rest of the group, and as you're hit with just this stench of mildew, you begin to stifle a cough as these mold spores enter your lungs, and you take 1 point of Constitution damage.
Oh.
Oh, does that take your constitution down?
Well, I just lost 6 HP, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that
whisper
permanent?
It's gonna make him stinky.
Until that comes back.
Okay.
No, this is different.
This is
You said
nose
6,
rocks.
right?
What?
Since you said I'd lose 1 point, right?
Yep, 1 point.
Alright.
Stinky monkey.
Does that seem to be poison of sorts?
It does not.
Okay.
But you are aware, as you are kind of filled with this sense of very uncleanness, that this probably is still in your lungs.
Does it seem like this
We got
smell, this
pneumonia.
feeling, this whatever, is like continuously affecting us, continuously threatening to enter our lungs? Or is it just the first time you go into it?
So those of you who have walked past the initial doorway, while you still smell the stench of mildew and mold, just the mustiness that comes with old, it doesn't feel like you are in a whole lot of like pressing danger of any kind. You turn back and coating the backside of the wooden door, you see various fungus and just this green sludge coating the back of the door.
I'm going to turn towards that and
Fireball.
just whipping my hand in that direction. You just see this glob of green goo just appear in my hand and coalesce into a ball that I throw at the door. It splashes all over the door, and I'm casting Acid Splash to try to rid the door
Splash?
of this
Spray.
Acid Splash.
Oh.
It's a ball.
Gotcha.
Balls or splashes.
And yeah, I'm just trying to rid the door of these spores without, burning the place down.
The door's
Okay.
gone.
How much damage does that deal?
It deals 2d6 dexterity against a dexterity saving throw. It can be against creatures, so it's up to you if I can do that.
The door saves.
But
It swings.
Door opens, fawn at the bottom.
Oh no. It would be 8 points of acid damage. And as I'm saying the arcane words, you probably hear my voice is kind of hoarse. And I'm going to tap Quillan on the shoulder and say, may have nailed something. I don't know if you can do anything about that.
Was it super stinky?
Yeah. Yeah. it was.
Super stinky.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, well, my question stands.
I will see what I can do. I have like healing word and healing hands. I'm not really sure what I can.
Healing wouldn't really do much, but
You're the
you
caster
have,
here.
you have some sort of restoration
Okay,
spell.
and-
No, I was talking to Caleb. Caleb's going to you.
Well, I'm a wizard. I don't do restoration stuff.
I have
Healing word
damage
and
things.
cure wounds.
Oh,
I can make you feel good about yourself.
guess I'm fucked.
I could make you feel worse about yourself.
That's all I did. It's too bad it's not a poison.
Shall we continue?
Yes. Yeah.
You don't feel any better.
I'm just trying to keep that golf.
There's a potion of vitality when you need it.
But do mark down that spell slot, please, sir.
He didn't use it.
Oh, okay.
There'd be no point. in it.
Okay, so you just told him no.
I didn't use
Alright.
it. I was like,
Fair enough.
I ain't got nothing for you. I ain't no doctor. I sing songs. You know? I have a guitar.
You don't even sing.
I don't even sing.
You just sass people to death and then they laugh and are charmed.
I got the horn.
So we, in this chamber, what do we see?
So ahead of you, you see 3 doorways. Well, not like directly ahead of you. In each wall, north, east, and west, you see a doorway centered on each. They are all closed. Other than that, in this room, there's not a lot of anything. You see more of this mildewy-like substance coating the stone walls around you. There are some old furniture, mostly wood. None of them are even upright. Most of them, like there's an end table that's missing a leg. There are tattered pieces of fabric and some kind of cotton-like substance just kind of scattered all around. In the center of the room, there's a very long, ornate rug that it has very odd stains of varying colors, holes in it in various places. Nothing about this building that you've just entered seems lordly in any capacity.
So, Bloodhound, can you see if we can find this doll? Maybe anything else?
We'll see if it's hurt. Kind of taking a moment to take in my surroundings. Do I get any sensitive trails
Inhale
of
deeply.
damaged creatures?
Any injured creatures? Well, there's one right next to you. You do not. He's not technically injured. He's at his maximum height. Yeah.
Yeah, max at one is 26 now.
So long. You're now less than half of that.
Yep.
Oh goodness. I don't get any sense of any damaged creatures in here, so anything that's here is fully alive.
Or dead. Fully dead.
Or fully dead.
Great.
Probably the first, though.
Well, and you said we saw some stairs going up, right?
No,
Three
none of
doors.
this.
Just 3 doors.
Yep.
Okay.
The door to the north.
Door 1, door 2, door 3.
Door 1, door.
North doors, east doors, west.
Yeah, well, door 1. I pointed door
Yeah,
1
I know. I'm just kidding.
when I said west, yeah.
Okay.
What's behind door
Which one?
number 3?
I will.
One
He said
west?
door 1.
Alright. So-
As they go to open it, I'm just gonna kind of like flank around behind them
Which door?
with my bow.
Door 1.
Door
Door
1.
1.
Door number 1.
Just in case there's any more
Okay.
spore stuff,
More
let me
light.
open the doors from now on.
Yeah, sounds great.
Alright. I will go to the door.
You're immune to poison, aren't you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm immune to pea prod. That's it.
Oh, okay.
I'm immune to casting spells. That's a different thing.
Mhm.
I walk over to the door, and does it look like a locked door?
It does not.
Okay. I will try to open the door.
Alright. You push through the door with ease and walk into what looks to be a very large dining hall. At the center of the room is a very long table, surprisingly filled with lots of food. None of them seem fresh. You see fruit flies and gnats everywhere. As you kind of walk past the in the food you see these maggots just feasting away, which, if it had been there for as long as you would imagine they would be there,
There shouldn't be
there
anything.
shouldn't be much food left with this much devouring it.
Is it like set like a banquet, or is it just some food?
It
Set
is
like
set
a
like a
banquet.
banquet.
Okay. This is weird.
Do I
This
have any
shouldn't be,
idea around how long it would take for maggots to start forming on this food?
Make a nature check.
Rolled another 2.
Oh man, intelligence is just not your thing.
Well, I mean, if I roll below 5,
I know.
I have to roll 2
This
two
is really
times in
funny.
a row.
Alright.
I know the general state that maggots are here. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean,
Yeah.
you've cooked food probably before, while you've been like camping and stuff out in the wilderness. It's definitely not like a 1, maybe not even 2 day thing, but they're bugs. I mean, they can come from
And I
anywhere.
didn't feel anything going in this room.
You did not.
Okay.
All the bugs seem to be at full health.
No, I mean like the spores.
No, you did not.
Kind of just wave you guys in.
I'll take out the
I
room.
bet it smells amazing in this room.
It really does not.
Oh.
I will, as we're going through the door,
No, you
I'll
just smell rot.
I'll turn around so
I know.
I'm facing behind us with my bow, just to watch to see if there's anything behind us.
Sounds good.
Is there
And there's
anything
our door.
There is a door on the far side of the room, headed north. So if you went west, now you're going back north. That seems to be the only other door.
Okay. I'm going to take a look through the room really quick, just see if I can find any evidence of how long it's been since someone was in here. I know there's food with maggots. I want to see if there's like a cupboard that has like maybe some grains, maybe some like ale or something in there, just kind of get an idea, check the levels of dust, that kind of thing.
Okay. In this room that you are currently in, besides the very long banquet table, on the very far side of the room, so the west side of the room, there is a very large fireplace that is unlit. It takes up most of the far wall. Besides that, and some torn and tattered tapestries that hang on the wall, there's not a lot of other furniture. It's just the banquet table, some chairs, and that's about it. So no cupboards or anything to find anything in. Make an investigation check for me.
Not bad. My investigation is plus 5, so 23. 18 plus 5.
Okay. You're looking around for signs of recent passage through this room, trying to pay attention to torn cobwebs and markings in the dust around you. It appears that there has been some effort to clean the room as you are walking past to the other side of the room toward where the doorway is. There are random bits and pieces of the room that are almost immaculately dusted. There's no dust anywhere. On the floor you see some small footprints, or rather hoofprints, leading to the door that you are headed toward.
Okay. I'm going to point those out to Garrik. Say, keep keep
Survival
close eye out.
+4.
Yeah, but he's beefy boy.
Okay, so am I.
Beefy?
Keep an eye out. It seems some of them went this way.
Alright. So I go to the door. Is it locked? Do I see like
It
the
is not
front
locked.
lock?
It is not fully closed either. You open the door, and as it creaks, you walk into a room that, as best as you can tell, serves as the kitchen. Around you, you see different kinds of cupboards and cabinets that line the walls. At the very center, hanging from the ceiling, you see different herbs that appear very dried. Beneath that is a large wooden table that it's hard to make out through all of the dust that surrounds it, but there is a very distinct white powder that covers about half of the table. As Reggie kind of follows you into the room, paying attention to the footsteps that he sees, you notice off in the very corner, Reggie, that a small figure is huddled. It appears to be busy doing something with its hands in a large bucket of water.
Is there anything distinctive about this figure that I can pick up on?
Right now, all you see is its back, and it is hunched over in a way that you can't tell many distinct features about it. Like a lot of the other things in this building, it just feels very dirty to you. But because of how dark it is, most of what you can tell is just a silhouette.
How far away is it?
There are
No, I have. What? I have a spell.
Oh, you have dark vision.
I see what you
Yes, I have
Yeah.
dark vision.
Yeah, you're confident that whatever this is a fawn, likely. It is about 50 feet away from you.
Okay.
From the door.
Are we just in the doorway?
Yes.
Okay.
This is
I'm just gonna-
basically, Garrik opens the door, and because I'm assuming the Reggie was directly behind him pointing stuff out, he was basically next to him.
I'm just gonna take a peek to either side, make sure there's nothing waiting to jump out.
Yeah.
And
Additionally,
then-
other than the thing in the corner, are there any other doors in this room?
They're not.
Yeah, so after checking either side, I'm going to tap Oran on the shoulder and just nod and just kind of put my fingers up to my eyes and just point back in the direction we came from. So
I-
she can keep an eye behind where it
I
comes
do
from.
that. I turn my back to the wall next to the doorway that they're in, and I keep an eye on any doors leading towards us.
And I'm just going to kind of tap Quill on the shoulder and
My
nod
bow nod.
towards the figure in the corner. I'm going to step into the room a little bit with him, but off to the side.
Are you moving stealthily?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll move about 10 feet closer to the thing and then stop and let Quill go blush.
Can I see the figure as well?
You can see the figure, especially after it's pointed at you.
And is it like too dark to see it, or?
You got dark vision.
It's not too dark to see it specifically, but it's too dark to distinguish a lot of features about it
Okay.
with the lighting. As you get closer, you will be able to discern more about it, but just in the doorway. It's not quite at the edge of your dark vision, but it's pretty dang close.
Okay.
Yeah. So you are moving 10 feet into the doorway.
Mhm.
Where are you going?
Just 40 feet from the thing.
Yeah.
I'm moving in about 10 feet, but just off to the left a little bit,
Okay.
kind of circling around. But yeah, keeping an eye on it.
Alright.
But also around the room, just for anything I may have missed.
Okay, sure. Are you doing anything during this time, Quill?
I'm gonna drop my sword. Sorry.
Alright. Stealthily, or like are you literally just like shit?
Stealthily.
Okay.
Well, I don't have no scabbard. It's a leather scabbard. Just saying.
Alright. You continue to look around the room, just make sure that there's nothing else that you missed. There's not a whole lot going on in this room. It strikes you as a little odd, just with how dirty everything else is. What this figure seems to be doing. It's not really moving in any way, shape, or form.
It looks like it's just kind of compulsively washing its hands or something. Okay.
So yeah, Quill moving towards him.
I'm just gonna cast it.
Are either of them like still like passing through the doorway?
No, everyone but
Okay.
you is through the doorway by this
Okay.
point.
Yeah.
And that was only because you were asked not to.
That's fine.
So, yeah, what's going on? Is Quill moving towards him, or is no one moving
Yeah,
towards him?
kind of
Yeah.
moving towards Quill. Yeah.
How close are you moving?
Another 10 feet.
Okay, it's not
In
you
case
know what?
anything
Yeah.
goes bad, I'm ready my action to dash
Okay. I didn't take you as one to run there.
towards him.
Oh, okay.
I'm 40 feet away from it.
All right, never mind. I understand. Okay, I get it. All right. As you are moving closer, make a perception check for me, sir.
Ooh. Where is it?
How do you find anything on that?
7.
7 total? Okay.
I didn't roll very high.
Okay. You are approaching the figure. As it is entering your more comfortable dark vision range, you're able to make out a few more distinct features about it. You're pretty confident that this is a fawn of some kind, as you can make out the kind of crooked way that the legs are shaped. And you see 2 spiraling horns poke out just above the silhouette of its head from the way that it's hunched over. Besides that, other than just being able to make out more of the dirt and the kind of green sludge that now coats this figure's clothing, you don't really get a whole lot more information.
Okay. I'm going to cast light
Okay.
so that I can see it better.
Okay. You cast your spell, and as it lights up the room,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
you all except Oran, who is facing the other direction.
Yep. The only one that lives.
Begin to see just how strange this figure really is. What at first looked to be a very humanoid silhouette, just a normal fawn, essentially. You see growing out of its back and out of its neck these very large bulbous fungus of some kind. And as you cast your light cantrip, calling attention to yourself, the figure immediately turns around and hisses at you with a
Do I see any metal on it?
Not again!
Not
I don't need
again.
Okay, you dash. That is your action dash, right?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm just making sure. Okay, so you dash and your movement speed is 40. So you are like right up in front of it now.
I go up in front of it. I'm not sure if initiative allowed to happen
Punch it.
or if it's aggressive.
I don't care.
If you guys actually, there's no point. It's one person. So we're just gonna do it this way. Josiah, as you run up to it, it is going to smack you with its fist. Bonk.
Okay, good luck.
It reaches out and begins to slash at you with. As it does so, you notice that its fingernails are unusually long. What?
I'm just waiting for
Oh.
initiative.
Okay. Its fingernails are unusually long, and as it strikes out at you, that is a 21.
Hits.
Okay. And it will deal 6 points of slashing damage to you, sir. Alright. And as that happens, if you guys would please roll initiative really quick.
Initiative.
Initiative.
Roll initiative.
Initiative. What the frick? That's cocked. Okay.
The way that you settle cocked, if it rolls in 2 dice, you move the other dice away.
No, it landed between my keyboard and like the wrist thing, so it was like between like a 5 and a like 15. It was weird, dude.
What did you get now?
13 plus 5.
Nice.
18.
Okay. 20 and above.
I got 20.
Okay. That's your name. Okay. And 15 to 20.
18.
17. Nope, I am.
10 to 15.
14.
I thought I'd say.
Here, G. There we go. We have true. That was much louder. Alright.
Different songs for different audios.
Okay. Sounds good. So, Quill, as you see this figure wheel around and lash out at your friend who has just run up to it, how do you respond?
Does it have any metal on it?
Not as far as you can tell.
Okay.
Also, don't forget that you did cast spells last session.
Yeah, I have it.
Cool.
Or I know what I have. So.
I'm going to move up to it and pick up my sword. That's just one dude. Can't be that scary.
You are correct. It is just one dude.
That is it's a 7 plus 5. That's gonna be 13 to hit. 12.
That is 12. Yeah, 12. So, yeah, it does not hit.
I did not mean 13. I meant 12. Okay. Bardic Inspiration is a bonus action?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and then I give Bardic Inspiration to Garrik.
Alright, so you run up, and as you're running, you try to swing your sword at this figure, but with the momentum that you have behind your back, you miscalculate the distance, and you miss as you slice around Garrick's big, bulky body, missing everything that you got.
Except for Garrik.
Except for Garrik with Bardic Inspiration. As he slaps you with his sword, you feel very powerful.
Is that D6?
What?
D6 Bardic Inspiration
I
currently,
think
or is
it's
it D8?
D8.
I think it's
Level
D8
6.
currently.
I think it's D8.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at 5th level goes up to D8.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does the creature seem to be affected by the light at all? Other than not liking it?
Make an insight check.
He can't be affected by these things.
Very good at those.
By my hand.
It's not your turn, but I'll allow it.
Okay.
But catch these.
17.
Okay. It appears to not like the light.
Okay.
Oran, you are up next as you see a flash of light behind you as Quill has lit up the room. And you hear Garrick's stompy feet as he dashes towards something as a very loud hiss just kind of fills your ears. How do you respond?
I will go from faced away from them with an arrow pointing towards the door behind us, and I'll just kind of spin around the corner to inside the room and search for whatever is attacking them.
Okay. It is pretty well lit, so
Okay.
you are able to see it. However, with the way that both Quill and Garrik ran up to it, from your perspective, it does have some cover.
Okay. Then I will assume that they have it handled. And is Reggie the closest to me?
Yes, because the other two ran.
Okay,
So
then
he's definitely
I
closest.
will step, tap guidance, step, turn around, face the wall, or face out the door with my arrow again,
Okay. Nice.
and continue watching your backs.
Alright, sounds good. Next up is Dude Thing. And it is going to
Wait, didn't you roll an 18? Okay.
What?
I rolled a 17, so I figured.
Correct.
Yeah.
I have higher
So
defense.
it also, yeah.
It is going to slash out at Garrik and Sorry. It doesn't affect you a lot, but that isn't that 20. Alright. So, I will do. That is 14 points of slashing damage at your face, sir.
Okay.
Alright. Next up is Reggie. Oran has just step up to you and slapped your booty with guidance. And
I
then
guess that's how I do
away.
it now, guys.
That's
Slap his
what you've done
ass.
pretty much every time you've done.
No, I touch everyone's shoulder. I've only slapped an ass once.
Okay. So I'm going to...
Once an ass slapper, always an ass.
I'm going to try to stay a little farther away.
Okay.
And I'm going to reach under my coat and draw a dart. And I'm going to, looking towards it, I'm going to throw the dart at the target. And as I do so, I'm going to hold my hand out as I'm throwing it. And you see just like this beam of ice coalesce around the dart.
Okay.
As I also cast Frostbite.
Okay.
So it'll have to make a Constitution
Don't
saving
cast
throw.
ice knife.
It's gonna have to make a Constitution saving throw, and I'm making my attack against it. A little bit of backspin there. So for the dart,
That's a 4.
nice. So the dart is gonna be 21 against its AC.
Okay, that hits.
And deals. I didn't even get all my dice out. Look at that. There's gonna be 4. Dart deals 6 points of piercing damage against it, and then when it's hit by the frostbite, it takes
Say 6 points of piercing damage.
6 points of piercing damage. That is
Okay.
not magical if that is something that I need to worry about. And
Yeah, proceed.
and from the frostbite, it takes. Ooh, that sucks. Only 4 points of cold damage,
Okay.
but it has disadvantage on the next weapon attack it makes
Okay.
until before. Yeah, before the end of its next turn.
Okay.
So until the end of its next turn, it has disadvantage on the next attack.
Sounds good. You are aware, as the piercing damage is dealt, that it did not have the effect that you thought it would.
Alright.
Less damage or no damage?
Less.
Okay. As I'm doing that, I call out to the rest of them. Light seems to be hurting it. Also, there's a bit of metal in it now, Foxtrot.
Dumb! Gosh!
We just have to pull it out.
I mean, yeah, but
You could like, while you're casting it, push and like kind of try to push it in. Oh no! And push it in farther.
Alright,
Teamwork, guys.
next up is Garrik.
Finally, bonus action. I
Go,
would like
go,
to
go.
rage, and then I'm going to kind of just like channel the rage and just shove it to the ground.
Okay, you may shove.
21.
21 hits.
No, 21 athletics check versus
Oh, never mind.
acrobatics or
Never mind, I
athletics.
knew that.
Yeah. But I think I don't have. Let's see if it rolls too high. Rolls with a nat 20. Don't get it. Did you do it?
No, I didn't.
Good.
Yeah, no, I did not beat 21.
Okay. Now he's on the ground. I'm going to grab it, drag it onto the table, and then try to grapple it so it has no movement. I use Bardic Inspiration for that. And that is a 20.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this is against being grappled.
That is also a 20, so it succeeds.
Yep. Okay, so now it's currently just prone.
On the table.
Well, it's currently, I didn't grapple it. Right. I would have grappled it and then dragged his tail.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
So currently is just prone.
Fair enough. I have to really find where in the heck this just went. Alright, next up should be Quillan. Assuming that I remember the order right. Because that's what I'm trying to find.
Quillan
Yeah,
should
okay,
be up
Quillan.
top.
Okay, cool. What?
Quillan should be up top now.
Yeah. I can't find the page. So, what are you doing, Quillan?
Key metal. Key metal.
It is prone if you want to attack it.
Isn't it metal
Key metal does
bonus action? No, it's bonus action to
it's-
activate.
Yeah. So
Yes, it is.
Pretty sure heat metal does more damage.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right.
2d8s versus a d8 plus 3.
I mean, when you have the potential to crit on. So that depends on
Up
when
to
you
you.
look at it.
What does Quillan want?
Heat metal.
Okay, sounds good. Silliest, stupid.
Ooh, nice.
Also, con save where it drops the
Yep.
weapon.
No, it's not holding the weapon, so no save.
It pops out, man.
Don't worry, I'll pick it up and jam back in.
We're cauterizing the wound.
How much damage?
10.
10 damage.
Fire!
For the first time.
Was fire good against it, I wonder?
It is plant.
Did the cold seem to do anything extra or no?
Seemed like it meant cold.
Oh, I don't like to be cool. Burn.
like cold.
No, it's cold and stinky.
Ow! Stinky snowman.
Don't eat that up. No.
Stinky.
You said 10?
Yes, sir.
That one. Okay. I mean, it is technically wearing the object.
Yeah. Something like that.
Okay. Alright. Sounds good. Is that it?
Yeah.
Alright. Next up is Oran. What you doing, dude?
So there's nothing coming in through those doors at all.
No.
Okay, how tall is the ceiling of the room that they're in?
How what?
How tall?
Uh,
Like, how high is the ceiling?
It's only like 10 feet. You would not be able to get above anything. Like, you could physically be above them, but not above and out of slapping range.
I don't necessarily need to be directly above them. I just need a vantage point.
Above the table.
So I am going to. Wait, is there a table in there?
There is a table.
Yeah, the thing's
It's
on
not as
the
big
table.
as the dining room table, I don't think, but it's wider.
Correct.
Is the thing on the table?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought you said it.
Then,
But I fit.
then I will
20 versus 20.
back into the room, turn around, bam, flap my wings, fly up above, and can I get a shot on the thing
Yes,
from there?
but it is currently prone. You may attempt.
Is it
but
prone?
It is prone.
It is
because
prone.
he knocked it prone, so
God
you will have disadvantage.
Damn it! Just,
You weren't gonna use it. Take it on it.
You did back up. A lot.
fine. Then I will hover up and I will hold my action to attack.
If it gets up.
If it gets up,
Okay.
my 2 attacks, I will hold it.
Alright.
And I'll just kind of like flutter there above you guys.
Stay out, bitch. Sounds good. Alright. Just because I found this obviously hilarious. Alright. It is going to attack.
Is it gonna stand up first?
No, it is not.
Very
Because it already has disadvantage, so what's the point? Mechanically, it makes no difference, and
Does
it's not
it
like
know
it
that?
cares.
ankles!
Basically.
Because it's already a fawn. It's so tiny.
Yeah. So it is going to attack your ankles, Sir Garrik.
Let's see if it rolls.
That is a 19.
Disadvantage?
Never mind.
19?
Hang on. Nope. That misses.
Okay.
By
it's
a
like,
lot. No, I forgot about, yeah.
AC 19 is supposed to be kind of good.
It's like, whoa. Now wait a sec. Okay. That one, and okay, so, yep, we're good. So, Reggie, your turn.
Alright, so it's on the ground right now. I was expecting something different.
Like death?
Doesn't even want to stand up.
He saves me a thing next turn to move it.
Alright,
If it's grappled, it can't stand up.
well,
You didn't want to.
Because no movement.
a lot of my stuff for this area. Yeah, I could do that.
Just do the
Yeah.
frostbite.
That's an idea.
I think I'll just do this frostbite though. Just keep it on the ground since that apparently works. So we use frostbite again. I have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Pretty confident that fails.
All right.
Pretty
Alright.
dang confident.
Putting those dice away, I rolled a 4 on the damage again.
Oh, okay.
1 and a 3.
Nice.
And I'm just gonna hang back. That's gonna be. So I'm gonna get to the other side of the room. I can be about 40 feet away.
Okay. Sounds good.
And that'll be my turn.
Alright, next up is Garrik. It is prone and at your feet.
Okay. I will look down towards his and start hammering on his head.
Boom, boom,
Hi.
boom, boom.
That is a 17 hit.
That hits.
Total of 14 damage. Magical bludgeoning.
Okay. Yeah.
Now-
14.
14 magical
Alright.
bludgeoning.
Yeah, so you're pounding your fist into it. And as you do so, your fist breaks through the rather soft, pulsating mass of fungus that is attached to its body. And as it explodes,
In your face.
make a con save. You and Quillan both. What you got?
10.
Oh.
I rolled 17 plus 2. 19.
Fine.
Alright,
He
Quillan,
was so high.
you say.
Let's go.
However, Garrik, you take 1 point of constitution damage as this creature, as it is dying beneath your fist, it sprays out a mass of mold spores that you then inhale.
Choose to part of consideration.
I already used it.
Yeah, you already did.
Wait, did it? When?
That's for a grapple check.
Did it fail?
No, it's a seat.
That's how it ended up from.
I was confused. It's like, wait, but there was one part that failed.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, it was 6 plus 3. That one did
It
fail.
was-
Do I
it was-
keep it?
Yeah, if it
Because the
fails,
first
it
one I
keeps.
rolled.
That is
Yeah,
true,
so I keep
actually.
it?
Yeah, because of his. That is his.
I forgot about that.
Wait.
I mean, like, can I still
Do you have
it?
that yet?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's got that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
level 6.
Yeah. Alright, that's right.
I mean, I forgot about that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's his bardic
Or
inspiration.
just in
Roll,
case.
roll high.
I forgot that was the thing.
To be fair, it's not his class feature, so.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah, I'll allow it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Moving forward, no, because you already know the answer. But
Now I know
yes,
the
yeah.
12.
So,
Oh, that's fine.
Well, you got a bargain.
I still have my
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Such
that's
a
fine.
crazy ability.
Yeah, it's like
Alright.
it's not quite broken, but dang, it's powerful.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of looking after that. Stay away from those guys when they die. Unless
Is
you
it
want to
dead?
end up like
Oh,
more than over
That's how I
here.
studied.
oh, okay. Then I will
Mushrooms do anyone?
I'll drop to the ground and then turn and check behind us. There's a
still
werewolf
nothing
behind
there.
me, isn't there? Okay.
Absolutely nothing.
I'm going to take out my water skin and just like a handkerchief. I'm going to take the one from around my neck. I'm going to douse the handkerchief a little bit in water, and I'm going to put that over my nose and mouth. And I already have
On top
mushrooms
of
in my lungs,
on
but
top of the mask or under the mask?
it's a half mask. It doesn't cover my mouth.
Oh, okay.
It covers like down to
Okay.
down to my chin, basically.
A full.
When you wear a mask, you can't use verbal components.
That'd be awful.
It'd be hilarious.
Or, do you see any other creatures coming on the way?
No,
I have a feeling they interact with light, not
I
sound.
don't have any light.
No, he did.
Yes, yes.
I think it woke up with the light, not sound. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna grab the dagger out of its body and hand it to Reggie.
Thank you.
The spell's still active, right? But it's not.
He can drop concentration on it.
No, but it only does damage
If
if you activate it. Every bonus action, right?
yeah, I mean it's deactivated now.
Is it a minute or is it longer?
It's deactivated now.
Yeah, it's a minute. I think it's a
If
minute.
it was an hour, give it to me. I'll keep it.
Okay.
Flaming dagger. You like hot potato dagger.
I think it's a dart, but yeah.
It's dangerous for so many reasons.
Just play hot potato with a lit bomb. You know.
Gosh.
All right.
Hot potato. Hot potato.
So you said there was no door in this room.
No, besides the one that you came through.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to walk over to the body, and holding my breath with the cloth over my face, I'm going to reach down, and I'm going to cut off a bit of the mushroom as carefully as I can,
Okay.
and put it in a vial, and
Right.
throw that in my satchel.
Okay.
Also, I'm wearing gloves if that is something that should be noted.
Okay.
Gloves, I got my vaccine, my mask.
Oh god.
His half mask and his full face.
Yes.
Is it N95?
No, it's
It's
HEPA.
N96.
Because that's the
That's
only thing that's gonna work with
impossible.
mold. It's not.
He pulls out a rebreather.
Alright.
Alright. Who here is injured and you got?
I'm feeling sick, but other than that, I'm fine.
Alright. Honestly, could do with a little healing if you have any of that with you.
I might have a thing or two. Okay, I'm gonna use
Oran is confused.
Cure wounds. Which is gonna be 1d8 plus 5. It's gonna be 10.
Amazing. Alright, that feels better. So, let's keep looking through this mansion. I'm sure there's more of this.
Yeah,
Stay at range this time.
let's do it.
Just don't get it.
And
So-
so we're gonna do that.
We go back to the foyer.
Okay.
We take
Door number
two.
Also,
Same thing.
with at least some spatial awareness, does it seem that, well, this is probably pretty easy to ask, the dining room is it the same size as the room we were just in?
No.
Oh, okay, so the dining room was even larger than 50 feet.
Yes.
Go on.
It was a very long thing.
That diagram.
So same thing as before. I'm gonna stand behind them after they open the door, and see if there's anything there that I need to shoot. Just kind of give them cover as they go through.
Okay. So you go through door number 2.
Yep, door number 2. And guidance on Garrik.
Okay, sounds good.
Huzzah. And I still have Bardic Inspiration for 10 more minutes. Assuming it's been around 5 minutes.
Roughly.
So is it 10 or 15?
It's 10.
It's 10.
Okay, so I probably have about 7 to 5 minutes left.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long since you initially cast it. Alright, so you go through door number 2, which is the north door. And you walk into a very large hall. Not like hallway, but hall. On either side of this room, both west and east, headed north, are 2 very large staircases that meet in the middle. Sorry. 2 very large staircases that kind of meet in the middle to make basically a balcony of sorts above you. To either side, at the top, you see archways leading to other rooms. On the far side, or the north side of this room, you see another very large door. And ahead of you, so north and at the top of the stairs, there is a very large set of double doors.
And on the balcony, is it too far towards us, or can we see there's a door up there too?
You see the double doors up there.
So, you are at this. You walked into the room. You are now at the south side of this room.
Mm-hmm.
Same level. You've got a door on the north side.
Yep.
And then you have a double doors at the top of the stairs on the
Got
north, also centered. And then if you go up the stairs on both the east and west side of the room are 2 large archways that lead to other rooms.
Okay. Alright, top or bottom first?
Bottom.
Alright.
I prefer top.
Just a question that.
Do foals wear horseshoes?
Fawns.
Do foals?
Fawns.
Foals
Usually
probably
not.
do.
Dude, that's a.
Like metal horseshoes?
I would imagine.
No, they don't. Maybe the urban ones. You know.
It's like a fashion statement. My shoes are made of gold. No, actually.
Just a question.
Fawns have there are different sub-races of fawns based on region that they come from. Urban fawns are more horse-like in nature, but like for the same reason that you don't really put like shoes on like goats and deer, you wouldn't on a fawn.
Yeah, but I put on
Different
shoes
type of
that
hoof.
was,
Very different type of hoof.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Alright, well, we go to the
You
door
went
at the
to
bottom.
Is this a city folk or a country folk?
We go to the door at the bottom.
Alright.
Being a city
I
slicker.
will look
At
at the
the
door.
bottom
Does
of-
it look to be a locked door?
Of what?
It does not.
Like there's a balcony that goes like this, we're at the door below.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lock on the door. However, when you go to open it, it opens with ease.
Of course, by the way, I'm being stealthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Do
gonna-
we need to roll stealth?
Okay. Yes, if you guys could please give me your stealth rolls, as you have.
I'm also gonna have
There goes
Carter.
your streak, man.
My
I'm also gonna have Carter watch our backs from the balcony. Mr. DM, sir.
Okay. Carter is watching from above.
Yes.
I bet if they find us,
Stealth first, please.
technically the stealth will fail. If you think.
No.
Damn. Well, hey, maybe me and Oran will make the stealth rolls a lot higher for the group.
Maybe.
Oh dear. Alright, what you got, Josiah?
Oh, wait, I have guidance. I'm gonna use guidance right now.
Wow.
I have guidance.
You should use your thing. Raise the average.
What you got? 2?
I got it. 10.
Okay.
6
Use bardic
plus 1
inspiration.
plus
Raise
3.
the average.
21.
Oh, you did this.
14
And
plus
now
8
what
plus
you got?
5.
I rolled 8.
Dang, man. What did Oran
Well, I
get?
rolled a 3.
21.
That's
Okay.
fun.
Well, the average is like 15.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Pretty good
Terrible.
average.
Like, most things don't have that much past perception.
Especially plants.
Yeah,
I feel like plants don't ever really know what's going on.
Actually 16, but yeah.
Oh, I guess.
16.5.
So obviously 17.
I don't round. Alright.
What do we see?
You don't see a lot of anything, actually. You open the door. There is nothing in this room.
It's just an empty room?
It's just an empty room. A very large room, but a very empty room.
I take out a little rock. Cast light on this.
Wait, what's the range on light? Isn't it?
It's
20.
2020? 30-30?
20
It's 20.
I think he's asking about the range for casting.
It's touch.
No,
you
he-
tap it.
You touch an object.
But it's 20
For
bright,
light?
20
I don't
dim.
remember if it is touch.
It is touch.
You mean like to physically cast the spell?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it is touch.
Okay,
You touch an object to make it glow.
I do so.
So just
Okay. The light rock, goes across, and it hits the ground, and then it hits the ground again, and again. You know, if you were any good at skipping rocks on water, this would feel a lot like that, but it's stone.
Nice.
no satisfaction. It's not water. At least it's not mud.
It doesn't illuminate anything of note. Not that it illuminates.
It's nothing.
Just go in there and it's just the abyss.
Whoa!
Alright, I'm out.
But yeah, we just wait for a few seconds. Is anything like
There's nothing in there. You hear no noise besides the click clack of rock on rock. You see cobwebs and you see sludge. But this is a very empty room.
So does this room look like it used to be perhaps some sort of maybe even is there like pillars and like large open spaces maybe for tables or something like that, or is it just empty room, no decoration, the place looks like a storage room? I'm basically saying like is it fancy
How far
flooring,
into the room
fancy
are you
walls? I mean I don't know how big this room is.
There.
Like hundreds or tens?
It is about 150
Square?
by 150.
Okay.
Okay, I grab more rocks.
I mean, I'll ask the group. Do we want to go in there and investigate it? It's a pretty big room.
Usually it's a pretty good room.
Pretty
Big.
big room.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
It's a pretty good room. Those rocks.
Un poquito grande.
That's what we're here to do.
I'm going to
Boop, guidance.
I'm going to reach down in my coat and touch a small runestone, and then as my finger leaves that runestone, you see these 4 small glowing orbs, just faintly glowing this just dim purplish pinkish color, and I just raise them up, and they kind of float up in like a square, and I send them floating into the room and spread out until they're kind of like in a chain each of them 20 feet apart. I'm going to just kind of send them around the room. They glow dim light 10 feet, and I'm just going to send them around the room going around.
Okay.
So I can kind of get a... Yeah.
It's kind of hard to different range. You can almost shoot anything. Almost.
Yeah. Actually, I should be able to... No.
You'll be about 20 feet short.
Alright. You send your orbs of light in square formation out and around. Are you sending them directly out, or literally just following the exact perimeter of the...
Kind of following the perimeter, but out enough that I can get as much space as I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
But the closest one to the wall would be about 10 feet from the wall.
Sure.
And then they're going out every 20 feet.
Sorry. So you send your orbs out, and as they're kind of following along the walls, trying to illuminate as much as you can, they go first kind of to the side, and off in the far corner, which is about 75 feet away from you, as you were standing in the doorway, you see the bottom of a staircase that heads south, as it meets up to another balcony of sorts above your head. The orbs continue along the wall, and illuminated on the walls, you see these very large paintings that have since been very thoroughly charred. There's not much left to make out of what was there, but you can make out that there was at one point a very ornate structure to the frame that it sat in. Also charred, but you can tell that there were aspects of metal that kind of lined it. As the orbs continue down the wall, you see more of these burnt paintings. Again, you really can't make out what they were, but just by their sheer size, you can tell that to someone they meant something. You see tapestries hanging from the walls with a coat of arms, or where the coat of arms would be. There are just lacerations in some of them. It's just completely torn out, and it's just a blank space where you see the stone wall behind it. On the far side of the room, you can barely see the reflection of the orbs in what appears to be an almost stained glass-esque formation that you would at first assume to be a window, but because of the reflection of the light of your orbs, makes you think more of a mirror.
Let's just leave.
The orbs continue, and you see the same on the other wall. The same paintings and tapestries, all of which just completely vandalized in every way, shape, and form to make sure that you cannot tell what it was once there.
Just to be clear, you said the same paintings? Are they like...
The same paintings. Not the exact same paintings.
Okay,
you wouldn't
okay.
be able to tell in the first place.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was like set up in a very symmetrical way.
It is symmetrical, but not in that way.
Okay.
About the balcony, the stairs led south. So the stairs met the... Is there like a balcony across the whole room?
No.
Okay.
Just essentially like right above you.
Okay. And how tall is the ceiling then? Does it match the balcony?
You cannot see the ceiling.
Very tall.
So then, where did the balcony lead?
Okay. No. Okay. Are you talking about the ceiling of
He wants to
the
know.
bottom of the balcony, or the ceiling of the room?
Yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out if the stairs that lead south towards the balcony you said, is that the same level of the stairs as the balcony outside?
Yes,
Okay.
So the balcony's
But if I
connect.
look up, I can't see the ceiling.
correct.
I'm very curious to see where the balcony went.
Well, what is your dark vision?
60?
Yeah, okay. You cannot see the ceiling.
I'm gonna start sending the lights floating upwards.
Okay. Sounds good. The lights go upward, and you begin to see this very strange mural on the ceiling, depicting, at least as best as you can figure, some kind of battle.
I would like to fly
Parts
up
of it.
to
What's
the
that?
ceiling and look.
Hey,
Okay, I'll
let me
fly.
finish.
Okay.
You see a battle of some kind. Pieces of it are torn out or painted over. Similarly vandalized as all of the other paintings and things in the room. But what you do make out appears to be a very gory depiction of a very large-scale battle.
Do I recognize this battle?
Make a history check.
Now can
Yes.
I fly up?
Yes, no, you can do
Okay.
that.
I will kind of push off and fly up to get closer to the ceiling to examine the mural.
Okay.
So obviously, you guys can't see my face, but I just made the natural 20 face. Plus 8 for a 28.
And Josiah claps.
I have no idea what this is.
It's like, well, actually.
That's scary.
So yeah, what does 28 give me?
Syphilis.
Oh, 400 years ago.
That's a long time.
It's older than your mom.
Well, you should use the suburbs.
So more specifically, what you are seeing, as you're kind of picking out some more figures, you see a lot of elves, and you see a lot of dwarves. Sprinkled among the dwarves, you see these very dark depictions of, as best as you can tell, would be demons of some kind. And on the elves' side, you see these very brightly painted, as best as light could be on stone, what you can only imagine to be some type of angel. The battle itself that you are seeing, from the especially racial cues of dwarves and elves, would be the Great Battle, or the last battle of the Elven War, in which Eldorn first rose to power. This is a very squeaky chair.
Do the
When he first rose to power, or when they defeated him?
when,
I thought-
when he rose to power.
Oh.
Eldorn was the first to cast magic,
Mm-hmm.
and it was in a battle in which the dwarves were completely squishing the elves.
Gotcha. Any magic?
so
Any magic.
Oh, okay.
so the demon and angel symbology here, does that seem accurate to history, or more of a depiction of good versus evil in the mind of the creator of this painting? Like, does it seem more artistic or more literal?
Make an insight check.
I'm great at those. 16 minus 1.
Okay. So, coupled with your previous history check, just determining what you know of history books as far as this battle is concerned, it is likely that it is more of an artistic nature than anything else. As far as any history book would mention, there were no angels and demons. It was definitely just elves versus dwarves. However, you are also aware not a lot of history books, definitely none that you have read, that ever mention the cause of the war.
Interesting.
Alright. He is going to commit it to memory as best as he can. And he's going to extinguish the lights and step out of the room.
Okay. Sounds good. Hadassah, I'm not forgetting about you. However, it is a little after 10, so that is where we are going to end the session. So I'm aware that you also would have to go investigate, but
I mean, Reggie, we just got
all the information.
probably
Reggie
more than...
yeah, but Oran didn't.
I know.
You notice that there is a
Yes.
button inlaid in one of the.
You are right up next to it, so there could be other things that you discover. I'm not saying that there are. Anyway.
12 giant spiders.
So that is where we are going to end today's session.
Yay!
Thank you for joining us for session 2 of Stellorai. We hope to see you 2 weeks from now when we do this again.
Or 2 weeks for our YouTube viewers and different week.
Correct. Next Monday, now that I have confirmed that this is in fact recorded,
Yay!
we should be posting this up on our YouTube channel. That is the Initiative. You should be able to search it. I have
Also,
got that set up, and I will be posting this
Below-
next Monday.
below the stream, it should have the link to the YouTube and the Twitter accounts next to the little
Correct.
bio.
Yes.
So if you want to follow us on YouTube and Twitter, that'd be super cool.
Yep, and they're on the screen right now.
Yeah!
So
There is also a Reddit, or a subreddit rather. So if you guys want to keep up with any updates that we have in there, as we just kind of talk about some shenanigans, and we will also have recaps put up there as well. You can just go to r/the initiative as well. I believe that is correct.
Yep.
Alright, cool. Otherwise, we will see you 2 Mondays from now at 6:30 PST.
Bye!
Alright. Bye-bye!
Bye!